gentlemen, at this time, please make your way into the theater. The program is about to begin. Once again, folks. Once again, folks, it is assigned seating tonight. So please take a quick look at your ticket and see your row number and your seat number. Please go to your assigned seat at this time. And once again, all Hall of Fame members should be backstage as we speak. Welcome, everybody, and please take your seats. And at this time, all Hall of Fame members should be backstage, please. Park Smalley, Mr. Park Smalley from Steamboat, if you would be so kind to make your way backstage. We are ready for the photograph, and we need all Hall of Fame members backstage. So Park, if you're listening, let's have you to backstage. And at this time, everybody should be seated. So please, check your ticket and look at your assignment, and please go to your assigned seat. The program is about to begin.
On top
Ladies and gentlemen, the program is about to begin. Please take your seats. And at this time, please take a moment to check that your phone is on silent. Please make sure your phone is on silent. The program is about to begin. Folks, at this time, please leave the lobby and enter the theater. The program is about to begin. Please enter the theater at this time and find your seat because the program is about to begin.
I bet your light rod's like bigger than Zeus's. Hey, wait, can you lift my car with your hand? You were an ugly kid, but you're a sexy man. Sorry, I did not see the vision. Thank you, Lord, the fine you has risen. Big riff coming, I need a minute. Wait, I need a minute. Okay, here it comes. Triple take, tell me to make it twist up back at your place. Baby, baby, it's taking in the time. When did you get When did you get, when did you get, when did you get, when did you get so high? When did you get, when did you get, when did you get, when did you get so high? When did you get, when did you get, when did you get, when did you get so You ought to know that I think we're one and the same. I don't think we could help it. No, I don't think we could help it. We don't talk much. Guess 'cause nothing has changed. And I'm not sure I like it. And I'm so tired of fighting. If I told you, you know how to go and break my heart in two. 'Cause I would anyways. We'd end up like always. You know me, you better show me that you
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are able, please welcome to the stage and stand for our national anthem, which tonight will be sung by Michelle Cohn-Levy.
I know you hate it when there's nothing to say.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Executive Director of the Colorado Snowsports Museum, Jen Mason.
Whoop, whoop. Oh, these lights are bright. Welcome, everyone. I do believe there are people out in the audience. Maybe we could turn the lights right here a little bit down. That would be wonderful. Thank you. Thank you all for being here. This is a very impactful and inspiring day for those of us in the Colorado snowsports industry. You're going to hear all the fun stories and all the amazing things. The bars are open. Please get up, go get a drink, have some fun. This is supposed to be, yes, it's inspiring and it's serious business. This is a fun day, so let's all have some fun with it. And if Park Smalley is in the audience, he could come over here, that'd be wonderful. So, yeah, way to go, Park. Yay, Park. So tonight, we have with us not all of the past, but hopefully every year we invite all of the past inductees that are in the Colorado Snowsports Hall of Fame. So I am going to bring all of them out right now. So let's bring all of the Colorado past Hall of Fame members on stage right now. So we'll bring them all out. Here we go. And then once they all get on stage, I will announce their names and their class of inductee. So let's bring them all out. They can just line straight up all the way across. So this is Cheryl Jensen and CJ Mueller. We've got Mike Brown and Steve Raymond. Oh my goodness, Richard Brokos. Way to go, see you. All right, keep on coming, people, keep on coming. Oh my goodness, I think I see Sarah Will. Sarah Will is with us today. Woohoo! David Scott is with us today. Rini Gorsuch. John Garnsey. David Stapleton. Just keep on coming. Trig Marin. Trig Berge. Bill Jensen. Andy Daly. Diane Boyer. Peter Reitz. Seal Foltz, Jamie Duke representing Ben Duke, Roger Cotton Brown in the house, Chris Anthony, Aldo Radmus, and Park Smalley. Woo! So please, these people literally, these people have shaped and created the entire ski industry ski and snowboard industry that we love and so much. This is why we're here. We are here because of these people, and we at the Colorado Snowsports Museum, this is our superstars. So thank you all for being here. We're so appreciative, and please remember, have some fun. And now they're all going to go back to their seats. We're going to go back to their seats. It's like herding cats, which is so fun. And they're going to go back to their seats, and then we're going to get right into the whole evening. But these guys really are the stars of the show. So they've been inducted in classes, all the way back to, the early 90s. So thank you. And Richard, how are the CU Buffs doing today? How are they? All right, Trig and Trig, you guys. So sweet.
I don't know what you're doing right now.
Yeah. Hi, Trixie.
Read my number.
You are in row H, seat 1. So you're right on that aisle up there. H1, sweetie.
Good to see you, Linda.
It's a pleasure.
Let's see.
Row C. Oh my goodness. So thank you. These individuals literally have made our ski industry what it is today, whether they're a sport builder or an athlete or an inspiring story. So here we go. Can I, 1 second. Hey, you guys, the monitor's not working? Okay. Perfect, so we're gonna go. So I just don't know what's going on behind me. So those are a few of us that are not with us here tonight, unfortunately. And this year we lost quite a few people. So tonight we take a moment of silence for Tom Branch, class of 1996. John Dakin, class of 2022. Chuck Ferries, class of 2008. Bud Marolt, class of 2015. And then Steve Reichel, class of 1998. I will say this is, so let's please all take a moment of silence for these 5 individuals. This is the hardest part of this job, is you get to know these people and you become you become friends with them, you're emailing with them, you're calling them, you're doing all these fun things. And unfortunately, every year we do lose quite a few, because we are lucky enough in this state that these guys were young men and women when they started, and now many of them are still with us. So it is a tough part, because we do miss them all very much, very dearly. We at the Colorado Snowsports Museum have an amazing board of directors. So if you are a member of our board of directors, could you please stand up, and so we can all thank you. So we have Todger Anderson, Chris Anthony, Wiley Asher, Matt Bennett, Rich Bowen, Diane Boyer, Brenda Buglioni, Trent Bush, Marty Kerrigan, Diana Lee Crew, Jamie Duke, Kent Erickson, Dean Erickson, Andy Franklin, Jeff Gorsuch, Tom Hames, Bill Jensen, Chris Olachek, and Bill Tomsich. So we have a wonderful board. They're incredibly engaged. They've all contributed in so many ways. We are so lucky. And my executive committee comprised of Todger, Diana Lee Crew, and Andy Franklin. So I'm so lucky that I have this amazing group of people behind me, and I'm sure they're sick of me and all my phone calls and all my emails every day. So the Hall of Fame committee really is an integral part of the Hall of Fame event. They help keep the integrity of this Hall of Fame, and so that we still are upholding very high standards to get in. And this Hall of Fame committee is absolutely incredible. And they're Diane Boyer, Trent Bush, John Garnsey, Alan Hensthroth, Tom Kelly, Melanie Mills, Nick Sargent, Eric Steinberg, Johnny Stevens, and Bill Somsich are on this board, and they truly are. They make this so that it is a worthy and very that we have upheld the standards of the Hall of Fame every year, and we have been doing this since 1977, so it's pretty incredible. And so next up is, we can't do this evening at all without our sponsors, and we are so grateful for every sponsor. And our sponsors tonight are Todger and Shannon Anderson, the Borgen family, Meg and Jamie Duke, Wendy Fisher, the Gorsuch family, John and Claudia Kremelmeyer, Town of Vail Resorts Epic Promise, and the Vail Daily. Can we give a big round of applause for all of our sponsors tonight? And Wendy. And we are a small but mighty staff. It is wonderful. All these wonderful staff members, they all know who they are. I thank them every day. I'm so appreciative of every minute of time that they give us. I ran them a little ragged this week, so thank you all. Thank you, Ashley and Whitney, for putting up with the very, very long hours in the last couple of weeks. And the museum staff is just wonderful. And then, of course, all of our tour guides. And then, of course, the heart and soul of our little museum is our volunteers. So we can't do it without our volunteers. We are so grateful for every single one of them. And as you see, if you are related to someone who works here, you get sucked in as a volunteer as well. So thank you very much to all of the spouses and boyfriends that are with us always, every day. So thank you to all of our volunteers as well. So we are coming up on the museum is turning 50. So we were started in 1976, so do some math, and we are coming up on, next year we are celebrating 50 years. And we started the Lifetime Achievement Award in 2014 to honor those people who really make a difference and impact within the museum itself and also in our resource center down in Denver. And we wanted to honor those Lifetime Achievement Award winners we installed this week a permanent plaque within the Hall of Fame exhibit that lists out and recognizes all of our previous Hall of Fame Lifetime Achievement Award. And these awardees, some of them are here tonight, and if you are here when I say your name, if you could stand up, that'd be wonderful. We started out with Dick Over in 2014 and Don Simonton in 2015. So they both are no longer with us, but Don helped form the museum, which is pretty incredible. And then Ann Eggers was a force to be reckoned with. And Jimmy Dunn, they were both consummate volunteers within the museum and down at the Resource Center in Denver. And then, of course, Susie Josem was the director for 11 years and transformed the museum into a contemporary state-of-the-art museum today, along with the board. And then Cindy Clement, who is here today. Cindy Clement has been volunteering at the museum for 50 years. So a big round of applause for Cindy Clement. She is still here today. I have her on speed dial. She is one incredible, fun individual. And then, of course, Jamie Duke was on our board chair for many, many years, over 20 years. So he really took us into the future. And then Chan and Melita Bergen gave us an endowment that made sure that we would have a state-of-the-art museum and a resource center. They gave us a wonderful endowment to forever preserve our artifacts and collection. And then, of course, David and Rini Gorsuch. So David is no longer with us, but Rini is here tonight. David and Rini have single-handedly kept the museum going. If it wasn't for them, in times the museum would not have a staff, and the museum might have simply just slipped into the abyss and no one would have noticed. So David truly kept the museum going. He was on our board for over 25 years, and they're a force. And then, of course, Kent Erickson and Barb Kirchbaum, and they were the Lifetime last year. Kent is probably our biggest cheerleader and fan club that you'll ever see. So thank you to Kent and Barb in 2024. So we do not have a Museum Lifetime Achievement Award this year, but we do now have a permanent plaque to represent what they have done and their impact to the museum inside of the Colorado Snowsports Museum. So now I'm done, and we're going to introduce tonight's MC. So tonight's MC is many, many things. He wears many hats. He is a Colorado Snowsports Hall of Fame member. He is he's on our board of directors. And he also is just an overall rock star and a pro skier and is a filmmaker. And he wears many, many hats in our industry. But I would like to introduce Chris Anthony as your MC for the evening.
Thanks, Jen. Let's give a nice round of applause for Jen, our executive director. I'm excited about tonight. We're here in the Villar Center. You guys are going to be so impressed by the sound and the visuals. We're stepping it up. This is an amazing night, some amazing inductees. Welcome to the 2025 Colorado Snowsports Hall of Fame induction ceremony. I'm Chris Anthony. I'll be your MC carrying you through the night. We have a few other people that we're going to have help out as well. This event is our chance to recognize athletes as well as organizations that have done and have had a significant impact on the ski and snowboard industry. Our first award tonight is called the 2025 Top of the Hill Award. This annual award recognizes a Colorado-based organization that has made up a significant impact in the snow sports industry over the past year. This year's Top of the Hill Award goes to Colorado Rapid Avalanche Deployment, also known as CRAD. The mission of CRAD is to cultivate and inspire and produce dog teams for successful avalanche search and rescue. The idea for CRAD began after the tragic incident in 1987 on Peak 7, an avalanche near Breckenridge, which killed 4 people and required a massive search and rescue effort. It was instantly realized that there was a need for a faster, coordinated avalanche response. CRAD was born. To accept the Top of the Hill Award tonight on behalf of CRAD, please welcome the founding member as well as board member, John Reller. And John will be joined by his CRAD Summit County Search and Rescue dog, Arva. Give him a nice round of applause.
That's the star of the show and the brains behind the operation. She also has the better looks as well. I want to first of all say thank you. I mean, this is such an amazing and humbling award for all of us in CRAD that it feels like we're cheating to be recognized for having the opportunity to bond, play, train, and search with our best friend and companion. Thanks. All kidding aside, we fully appreciate the seriousness of an avalanche with the potential for human burials and the impact and importance that closure brings to those situations, whether it's confirming that no one is buried or bringing those that are home. Dogs like Arva have capabilities with their sense of smell that human technology cannot replicate. Therefore, the importance of highly trained handlers and dogs. CRAD developed and grew organically over many years to get where we are today, which is far beyond, I think, where any of us imagined that this organization would get. With my wife, Andrea, when we started working dogs in the late 80s, there were very few dogs and at very few areas. Hence the recognition for more when the Breck Avalanche accident occurred. In the early 90s, several agencies, including the Sheriff's Department, search and rescue teams, ski patrols, Flight for Life, and medical providers, all came together recognizing that each one of those groups had specialized skills. We got together and created agreements and MOUs, which is not near as much fun as training dogs. Combine those skills to provide a much more efficient and effective way of conducting avalanche rescue. That model is still one of a kind in the US, and that happened in the early 90s, with many parts of it being copied by other organizations around the country. As for CRAD, which didn't exist at that point in time, we focused on the dog handling end of things, dog training. Through the course of many years, the name CRAD, Colorado Rapid Avalanche Deployment, was picked and the nonprofit organization was formed. We pushed forward with collaborative multi-agency training and included bringing in instructors from all across the US and from Canada to achieve that higher goal and the highly qualified dog teams. And what we recognized is we were training teams. We weren't just training dogs. Because what we also started to realize that we needed to train a team, because quite often the smart end of the leash was not this end. It was the low, wagging, four-legged end of the leash. So we had to bring both pieces up together. So here we are today. We've gone from a few dogs in Colorado on just a few search and rescue teams and a few ski patrols to multiple dogs on most agencies throughout the state. And that ability to provide high-level avalanche training and response has also expanded to 9 other states outside of Colorado at this point. So again, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's go.
Thank you, John. Nice round of applause for John and Arva making the trip here. The Michaela Schifrin Colorado Competitor of the Year Award. Michaela Schifrin, the Competitor of the Year Award, named in honor of the most winningest alpine skier of all time, our very own Michaela Schifrin. After her winning this award 10 times in a row, we decided to just name it after her. So this year's Michaela Schifrin Award is going to recognize the top athlete of the year who is from Colorado and competes internationally. The 2025 Michaela Schifrin Award goes to snowboarder Noah Elliott. As Noah makes his way up here, Noah completed one of the best seasons of his career this winter, taking home 2 FIS Para Snowboard Globes, 2 World Championship medals, and winning every World Cup bank slalom event he entered this year. That's amazing. To accompany all this, Noah won the 2025 ESPY Award. Congratulations, Noah.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Wow, I mean, that was incredible. Thank you all so much. You know, this hits home more than anything else I could explain. And speaking to that 2025 ESPY Award, you know, an ESPN award is a big deal, but this one feels better. And that is because Colorado has opened me and really given me open arms throughout my entire training and expeditions throughout the world circuit and para snowboarding. So I couldn't be more proud to be here tonight alongside those who I call home and to be representing the adaptive sports community. And being here tonight and understanding that Wendy Fisher is here tonight and seeing her inspiration and career path, you know, is truly inspiring to me because I am an above-the-knee amputee. You know, I lost my leg at the age of 16 due to a bone cancer, and after discovering the Paralympics and discovering there was a life past cancer, that became my focus. But racing events are the only thing possible for us at this point, so my goal is to compete more in IFSA and big mountain riding and help pioneer that for adaptive sports. So thank you all so much.
Do a photo. Where do you want them? Sure. So awesome. Okay, we are, you know, these awards, the annual Colorado Snowsports Hall of Fame induction ceremony does recognize those individuals that have had a significant impact in our ski industry over their entire career. The selection process utilizes a very strict and stringent technique. Hundreds of people are involved in this, from those that nominate and the process of nominating all the way through the committee that puts them onto the ballot and then eventually the voting process. This selection is quite enduring, and so the people that you're going to meet tonight are absolutely amazing. Tonight we will introduce you to the Colorado Snowsports Hall of Fame class of 2025, and they will each be receiving one of our legendary marble plaques. The marble plaque actually comes from material out of Marble, Colorado. This has been the same award that's been given to every single inductee since 1977, beginning with Minnie Dole. And so I'm honored to hand those out tonight. Our first inductee tonight, we're starting off strong and we're going to end. We have such a strong team here tonight. Our first inductee tonight, Alice McGinnis Duran. We're going to learn a lot about Alice, narrated by Darren Rolfs.
Alice McInnes Duran is a powerhouse alpine skier who carved her name into World Cup history with grit, resilience, and raw speed. Born and raised in Colorado, she turned small-town roots into big mountain glory, overcoming relentless setbacks to become one of the fastest women on snow. Born in Glenwood Springs, Alice grew up on a ranch west of town, near Newcastle. With Newcastle not being known as a town of ski racers, her unique upbringing did not stop her from achieving her dreams. It might have been the secret to her success. She learned to ski and race at nearby Sunlight ski area. From an early age, Alice's father, Greg, was a great influence and support of her and her sister Kendra's ski racing careers. Alice raced for various ski clubs in the state, in places like Sunlight, Vail, Aspen, Steamboat Springs, and Summit. Alice and her sister searched for the best coaching and competitive environment, all while the family rented cheap condos and their dad homeschooled the kids. Alice finished at Romark Ski Academy in Salt Lake City, Utah. Alice immediately gravitated towards speed events, pursued Super G and downhill as a 13-year-old. She fell in love with the thrill of freedom, of going as fast as you can.
She was motivated more than anyone I've ever worked with. Like, her internal motivation was amazing. I'd never worked with an athlete who was that young, who was as driven and wanted to go far in this sport.
In 2005, the 16-year-old finished second at Junior Nationals in the Super G. The following year, She posted 5 top 20 NORAM Cup finishes. Fulfilling her dreams, she first made the U.S. ski team in 2008. Alice's World Cup career went on to span 12 impressive years. At 19 years old, she debuted on the World Cup circuit at Lake Louise on December 5th, 2008. Alice overcame several serious injuries during her career. At the Vancouver Olympics in 2010, her injuries prevented her from participating in the Sochi Games. She suffered a left tibia plateau fracture in 2011 and shattered her right tibia plateau in 2013. Alice worked tirelessly to try to return to snow. Persevering on, Alice secured her first World Cup downhill win in 2013 in St. Anton, Austria. On January 12, 2013, Alice was the 4th athlete out of the start gate. She patiently waited in the leader's chair as her win slowly solidified. Alice overcame a challenging course to claim what would be her only World Cup win. When most would have given up, Alice shocked the world.
She never once ever considered giving up. Think about it, 2010 was her first Olympics. So she got to the Ski World 2009, launched, went to the Olympics, named to the Olympics that very next year in Vancouver. 2011, she had one of the most horrific ski injuries you'll see. A bad tibial plateau fracture that wiped her out for a whole year. So then she came back the next year ski racing, and a lot of the racers will tell you if their first year back is not their best year. But the following year, she won in St. Anton.
She just kept on fighting and charging, and at the end of the day, ended up winning the race, much to her surprise. It was something that she never thought that she was going to do. And after the race was over, I said to Alice, I said, you realize that you just won the Kitzbühel of women's ski racing.
Charging ahead, Alice placed 5th in the 2018 Olympic downhill. A month later, she claimed her second career podium at the World Cup Finals in Åre, Sweden on March 14, 2018. Going into her 30s, Alice planned to race through the 2022 Winter Olympics. Before 2020, she placed 3 straight top 30 finishes, including a 16th in Crans-Montana, Switzerland. Alice posted the top training run time at the Val d'Isère downhill. 2 days later, she crashed out of the race. Although she took a few months to process everything, in that moment, she was in a place in her life and career where she didn't want to continue living through these crashes and injuries. Her body had reached its limit. Alice officially retired from competitive skiing in the spring of 2021.
She never blamed anybody for things that went wrong. She looked at herself first, saying, how can I be better? What do I need to do? And never pointed fingers, and it's just a class act in every sense of the word.
Alice was such an amazing teammate and fun to be around and so easy to support because her athletic skill was, we'll say, that wasn't natural.
Alice said, having her career run parallel with and training alongside skiers like Lindsey Vonn, Julia Mancuso, Stacy Cook, Leanne Smith, and other Team USA trailblazers empowered her and reminded her that U.S. skiers can be great. Never forgetting the people who made a difference, she wanted to give back to the sport. Alice has served as a coach and a mentor at Ski and Snowboard Club Vail. Although her main priority right now is raising her son, she's been helping out with the U.S. ski team's development programming and also hopped in the commentary booth this spring at the World Cup Finals in Sun Valley and the U.S. Alpine National Championships in Vail, remaining active in the sport.
She's doing such a good job with commentating and understanding the sport. I think that's the biggest part of commentating. And you know, everyone's going to listen to someone who has had an experience and been a high-level ski racer a little bit more than someone who hasn't.
She's super friendly. She can talk to anybody. She can go up to a crowd and make friends with anybody there, and yet she knows everything about ski racing, what gear is hot, what race is hot, what kind of snow is great. And so she can talk to all of that in a non-threatening, super friendly, fantastic way.
Alice McInnes-Duran turned determination into destiny, rising from a remote Colorado ranch to become an Olympic skier and World Cup champion, proving that resilience and hard work can conquer even the steepest slopes.
You shoot to be someone like Alice in life, and she just has that gift naturally, and I really just admire everything that she's accomplished, her approach to accomplishing it, and everything that she has created for herself, because nothing was given to her.
On behalf of the Colorado Snowsports Hall of Fame, we're honored to welcome Colorado Olympian and World Cup alpine skier Alice McInnes-Duran as an honored member of the class of 2025. Congratulations, Alice.
How about that? Please welcome to the stage Alice McInnes-Duran and her father, Greg McInnes. Nice round of applause. Welcome. Got to get through this now, all right? Alice McInnes-Duran, having been elected by your peers into the Colorado Snowsports Hall of Fame and representing the millions of skiers and snowboarders across Colorado, we here bestow upon you the highest award in Colorado snowsports.
Wow. So this is this part where I do the speech, right? Well, thank you to my dad, first and foremost. Thank you for joining me up here tonight. This is an amazing honor, and watching that video was brought back a lot of memories and a lot of emotions. But reflecting on my ski racing career, I'm filled with so much gratitude. It was never easy, as some people highlighted in the video. But it was mostly a lot of fun. As anyone that's been involved in the sport knows, it's not always fun, but it's an incredible thing to do. Many challenges, incredible highs, and just countless memories I'm going to take with me forever. And I feel so lucky and thankful for all of it. Amazing places I skied, and all the people I shared it with, and teammates who remain my closest friends, and of course, the honor of representing my family and my country on the world stage. Now that my racing days are well behind me in the rearview mirror, I appreciate it a lot differently. Back then, the focus was so constant, and the urgency was just relentless. It was so intense, and it never felt like I was achieving enough or pushing myself fast enough, which I think is something we all can relate to as part of the human condition, right? But now I see how extraordinary it was, and I can say it was incredible, and I was incredible. Coaching, thank you. Coaching has deepened that perspective. I've been honored to coach in various different capacities since retiring, and I really see how razor thin the margin is to make it to the top and make it to where I was, and how grueling that path can be. And it leaves me thinking, like, how on earth did I do that? It just seems so hard and impossible. Of course, I didn't do it alone. My family built the passion for the sport of skiing at Sunlight, which is a humble mountain, but not one to be trifled with. And I just remember so many wonderful days ripping around that mountain with my sister Kendra and my father Greg, who raised 2 girls on his own, and not just getting us to adulthood, which is maybe the goal of every parent when they start out, just get them there. But instilling hard work, determination, and above all, a love for adventure. And that love for adventure turned out to not only be a driver for fun in our lives, but a catalyst for success. And that translated pretty perfectly into ski racing. Later, my husband, Pat, joined in on the journey, cheering me on, dealing with my crazy schedule, and riding the emotional roller coaster that professional sports can be, and always supporting me, nursing me back to health from so many injuries. I was also shaped by so many coaches and supporters that I'm so grateful spoke in my video. Angie Worrell was one of 2 female coaches I had in my career, and was a role model for me, and someone who I appreciate even more now as a mother and coach, and the sacrifices she made as a mother and coach. Chip White, who we saw earlier, was always my biggest cheerleader, and he always helped me find that confidence once again in those moments where I really needed it. All my servicemen, all the many veil surgeons I encountered throughout the years that many people in this room have encountered. Thank you for, patching me back together, and all my physios and strength coaches. There are so many people I have to thank, and I could be up here for like 45 minutes, and I won't do that to you guys. I think some of my highs in my career, I was so fortunate to race alongside some of the best racers this country has ever seen. Some of my proudest years were when the U.S. women won the Downhill Nations Cup, and we won it 5 times in my career in downhill, which is pretty incredible. Representing my country in 2 Olympics, standing on the top of the World Cup podium, all incredible highs, but not as proud as I am being a mother today. I think that tops all of that by far. And ski racing taught me a lot. Hard work is fun, and resilience is a choice. And when the going gets tough, the tough really do have to get going. It also taught me to be on time, because you will miss your start if you're not on time. So get there when they say to get there. And it's left me with a lifelong passion for skiing, and I'm gonna be out ripping around the mountains, probably grabbing my tuck till I'm like 90, which is maybe a little embarrassing, but I'm gonna do it anyway. And I have so much more to look forward to that's gonna be part of my life in this sport forever. And in closing, I wanna thank the Colorado Snowsports Museum for honoring our sport's legacy and sharing it across generations. Skiing and snowboarding are so special, not just for the speed and the face shots, but as a lifelong, multi-generational joy that brings people together on snow. I also want to thank Troy Hawks for nominating me. That's another Sunlight member, and we stick together from Sunlight, so big thank you for him and all his efforts in nominating me. And congratulations to the fellow inductees tonight. I'm so grateful to be part of this community and truly, truly honored tonight. So thank you all.
Great job, Alice. Well deserved. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage a couple of celebrity presenters. Cheryl Jensen, class of 2023, and from the class of 2008, Bill Jensen.
Thank you, Hayden, wherever you are. Thank you so much. We are honored to be able to be here tonight to introduce a few awards to you. So, Bill, go ahead.
Skiing has always been woven into the fabric of our Colorado mountain communities, and the Snowsports Museum is the thread that ties it all together, shares our stories, our history, and our passion of the mountains. Skiing is more than a sport. It's also a way of life. As we honor the industry leaders who built this foundation, we also celebrate the next generation carrying it forward. Today, we present the Collegiate and Adaptive Athletes of the Year, recognizing young skiers whose dedication and achievement ensure the fabric of our sport remains strong for years to come.
So I have the honor of introducing the first one. John Dakin, who we all remember and miss dearly, was on the nominating committee and was responsible for sending the committee a list of collegiate recommendations for both the male and female athletes. He only sent one choice for the female athlete of the year, and it was the crystal clear that Sarah Rask, skiing for DU, was the Colorado Collegiate Female Athlete of the Year. Sarah, you had an incredible season. And from the Colorado Snowsports Museum and the Hall of Fame, we are honored to name you the 2025 Female Collegiate Athlete of the Year. Sarah, come on up. So as Sarah comes up, I have a few things more to say about you. Sarah swept the women's slalom and GS events at the 2025 NCAA Championships. Sarah placed in the top 10 in 38 of 41 career races. She is the first DU skier to earn the individual GS crown since 2020. And one thing John Dakin wanted to say is he wondered why Sweden didn't swoop down and kick her upstairs to the World Cup. Sarah, congratulations.
Thank you. It really is starting. Wow, thank you. I want to start by saying that I met so many fantastic college ski races during my time here, and I feel incredibly honored to be up on stage now accepting this award. As I was young, I remember reading about Colorado, the champagne powder, and thinking maybe one day I'll go here. And being here now, getting to train at Vail and Beaver Creek every year, feels kind of surreal, and it's amazing. But what truly makes Colorado special to me is the community. You guys are amazing. The people here are truly wonderful, and the amount of families who open their home for DU and us to come and ski race and do what we love is just incredible. And that's the thing I'll take with me the most. And to talk about support, I also want to talk about the amazing support I'm getting at DU with my wonderful teammates, my coaches, alumni, and all the staff there. I wouldn't stand here today without them. So thank you so much. I want to end by saying that we're really excited for another year of skiing, and we're going to give it our all and really kick our ass off to get this national championship back to Colorado. Thank you.
Next up is Philip Walquist from the University of Colorado. Philip hails from Oslo, Norway, where we suspect he may have been born with skis on his feet. Philip is a force in collegiate skiing. He holds the longest slalom win streak in the University of Colorado's storied history. Philip, with the remarkable season you enjoyed, the Colorado Snowsports Museum and Hall of Fame is honored to name you the 2025 Male Collegiate Athlete of the Year. Philip, would you please join us on stage? Philip's accomplishments include 3 podiums in both GS and 2 slaloms at the NCAA Championships, 4 individual wins this season, and probably most impressively, 7 podiums in 8 events. Congratulations, Philip.
Thank you, sir. This is a really cool trophy. Oh my God. Well, first of all, I want to thank my best friend, Eirik, coming all the way here with me and supporting me, even though my head coach, Ian, couldn't come, unfortunately. But I want to say a huge thank you to Ian and my whole ski team for the whole support and everything. And the buffs are looking really great this year also, so. Yeah, and I think the NCAA trophy is going to come back home to Colorado this year.
Yes, we do have one more. I am very honored to be giving away the Adaptive Athlete of the Year to Kendall Gretsch. Kendall is no stranger to winning awards. She was the Colorado Adaptive Athlete of the Year in 2023. Kendall has had yet another incredible season, highlighted by winning all 3 world championships in biathlon and winning the overall World Cup in cross country. She achieved a 98% hit rate on the range. Can you imagine, with your heart beating out of your chest, that you have a 98% hit rate on a target? Incredible. Kendall has now earned 10 gold, 5 silver, 4 bronze World Cup, and World Championship medals. And Kendall is unable, unfortunately, to be with us as she is in Europe training. We have a video acceptance speech from Germany, and we want to congratulate Kendall with being honored as the Colorado Adaptive Athlete of the Year.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Kendall Gretsch. I just wanted to say a quick hello and thank you so much for selecting me for this year's Adaptive Athlete of the Year award. It really is such an honor, especially in Colorado, when we have so many amazing adaptive athletes. Unfortunately, I'm not able to be there tonight. I'm going to be in Germany for our last training camp of the year before we're full-time on snow, gearing up for the Winter Paralympics this winter. So thank you again. It really is such an honor, and I hope everyone's having an amazing evening.
Thank you, Bill and Cheryl. Let's give them a nice round of applause. 2 living legends. All right, our second inductee tonight, an amazing athlete. We're going to learn about him as narrated by Johnny Mosley. Trace Worthington.
Trace Worthington became the first American athlete on the world stage to perform and land a quadruple twisting triple backflip in competition, pioneering freestyle skiing's aerial evolution. During freestyle's Olympic breakout period in the 1990s, Trace became one of its biggest stars, winning 7 World Cup Crystal Globes with 37 victories and 73 podiums. After retiring in 1997, he continued to lead as a coach, mentor, broadcaster, and advocate.
Early on with inverted aerials, the door was open. These guys just kept on pushing and pushing and pushing, and it's just unbelievable what they're doing now. And much of that is due to that kind of determination from athletes like Trace.
His journey to become the best in a dynamic new sport came out of a fortuitous move from Minnesota to Winter Park, Colorado. At the age of 12, growing up outside the Twin Cities, he had picked up a love for skiing, bouncing around local ski areas like Highland Hills and Buck Hill. But the migration to the mountains came with anxiety on how he would stack up against the kids from Colorado. He quickly learned that he had what it took. Trace was welcomed into the Winter Park freestyle program under Lori Mooney and Peter Young. And soon, he was knocking back top 5 finishes in USSA events across the Rockies. With a 4-day school schedule at Granby Middle School, he had 3 full days at Winter Park each week. That's where you could find him shredding the bumps on Drunken Frenchmen at Mary Jane, or on powder days, ripping it up on Outhouse or Sluice Box.
He was a Minnesota skier who didn't grow up doing this. So literally in the course of a year or 2, became a very advanced mogul skier, very advanced ballet skier and jumper. So that just proves that natural talent side of it.
Colorado was kind of the hub, the hot spot of freestyle skiing at that time. Winter Park had some excellent coaches, athletes that really boosted his abilities to really make him a better all-around athlete.
But his big joy came from throwing the big airs on the jumps they would build outside the Snow Oasis restaurant, always looking for a public stage. In the winter, they built jumps on Bertha Pass, where he landed his first backflip on snow. But his life changed in January 1985 when he joined friends at the annual World Cup in Breckenridge. Seeing his World Cup idols in person, he marveled at watching the legendary Lloyd Langlois and Canadian Air Force twisting and spinning in the air. And he related to Colorado's own Chris Feddersen from Steamboat Springs, They were like gods to him, and he came back home to Winter Park, inspired. Just 4 years later, Trace would be there himself.
I always made it a point to get to know the new younger kids coming onto the team. And I asked them, so, welcome to the team. What do you want to do, Trace? What do you really want to do? What are your goals? And at 13, he just deadpanned that he was going to be on the U.S. team and go to the Olympics. There was no question in his mind as to what he wanted to achieve for the sport, and that was, in fact, the priority for his life.
Trace distinguished himself by skiing in all 3 disciplines: aerials, moguls, and ballet. Most of all, he loved soaring up into the air. He was just 19 when he made his World Cup aerials debut in France. 2 months later, he was on his first podium, finishing second in Calgary. But his breakthrough came a year later as he picked up a double victory in La Clusaz, France, in aerials and combined. 4 years later, he would return to La Clusaz, matching the double gold feat at the World Championship. To this day, the only skier to win both aerials and combined.
Combined freestyle is kind of a forgotten sport, and there were a lot of guys that came through the ranks that were good at one, but not putting it together, and that was very impressive to watch.
The World Cup win in France came very early for him, 19 years old. And, for me, it wasn't surprising. Anybody who'd been basically working out with him or training with him when he was 13 on knew this was coming. Did we think it was going to come at 19? We actually, some of us thought maybe it would come a little bit earlier. He's that good.
In everything he did, he set a new athletic standard. But he also knew how to tell his story and the story of his sport. He took the time to tell the world about freestyle skiing. His image graced the cover of national magazines. He performed in films from rap productions to Warren Miller. He starred in global commercials. He was a consummate ambassador for skiing.
I think the thing that was interesting about Trace, people would talk about, sometimes they'd say, well, he got trace points. And I'm like, what is a trace point? And I went back and I studied the video. And I noticed, when I landed, I was like, oh my gosh, I did it! And when Trace landed, he was like, of course I did it. Was there ever a question?
Trace's legacy continues to play out today. He is a noted commentator, calling Olympic freestyle events for NBC and traveling the world as a Red Bull broadcaster. He founded Flying Ace Productions, which has produced freestyle aerial exhibitions worldwide. Most of all, he remains a guiding light for the sport he loves, helping usher in generation after generation of future stars. In 2006, he was inducted into the U.S. Ski and Snowboard Hall of Fame. Most of all, he beams with pride in watching his daughters follow in his own footsteps as freestyle skiers.
Something that I've taken from his ski career that I try and implement in my own life is your whole life isn't driven and dedicated to skiing itself. It should really be balanced between life and skiing.
Not taking it too seriously, I think that is kind of what is going to get you the best results. Training and life balance is really important, and that'll just make you a better person and athlete overall, and that's something that I think he lives by.
On behalf of the Colorado Snowsports Hall of Fame, we are honored to welcome Colorado freestyle skier Trace Worthington as an honored member of the class of 2025.
All righty. Please welcome Trace Worthington. He is going to be escorted by Sammy Worthington. Come on over here. Awesome video. Awesome video. Wow, a lifetime of work. Trace Worthington, having been elected by your peers into the Colorado Snowsports Hall of Fame and representing the millions of skiers and snowboarders across the Colorado, we hereby bestow upon you the highest award in Colorado snowsports. Congratulations.
up, guys? All right. I wrote a speech. I'm not used to doing that, but if I'm going to keep it under 5 minutes, which I'm sure you guys will appreciate, I wrote it out. So here we go. You want to time it, Sammy? You want to? Yeah. Oh, good. Yeah. Oh, you already hit it. All right. For real, guys, when I got a call with the induction news, it came from both my daughters. And they said, hey, hold on. We need to merge in another caller. True story. And for a second, I literally thought it was a cop being added because I was like, they've never done this before. But luckily, it turned out to be Jen from the Snowsports Hall of Fame, so that's good news. So thanks. Tonight, I stand here in Colorado, where my journey really began. I feel nothing but gratitude for this sport, for this community, for the coaches and teammates who believed in me, and most of all, for my family and my friends, you guys who made it here tonight. Thanks, guys. Yeah, let's hear it. And thank you to the Snowsports Hall of Fame committee. But what makes this honor even more meaningful is that it started with my daughters, Sammy and Izzy. They're the ones who nominated me, and as any parent knows, for your kids to vouch for you, that's the biggest win of all. And it means more than any trophy, any medal, or title, the fact that those guys have nominated me. So thanks, Sam. Izzy couldn't be here tonight. She's actually training in New Zealand before competing in the World Cup in women's ski halfpipe. Sammy, who's standing right here, part of the U.S. Moguls team, couldn't be prouder of you and your sister, Sammy, both of them carrying on the same passion for skiing that I discovered here in Colorado when I was a teenager. And Sammy, thank you, and thank your sister, not only for nominating me, but for keeping me humble. You remind me every day in your eyes that I'm still just dad. So thank you for that. And plus your ski bills that I get, you and your sister, trust me, I feel like your dad. But of course, none of it started with me. When I was 12, as you saw in the video, moved here to Colorado when I was 12 years old with my brother, my dad, Bob Worthington. He didn't have much. My dad was broke, but he always found a way. He founded K-Ski radio station back in the day. He traded advertising with the folks at Winter Park for my season's pass and sacrificed a lot of things. So, Dad, you deserve a huge part of this honor tonight. He's not here. He's in Florida, but thanks a lot, Dad. And, yeah. Two of my biggest fans and cheerleaders aren't here anymore. My mom, Kathy, who I later found out had taped every World Cup broadcast on VHS. She couldn't, that she could get her hands on. She passed just before the 1992 Winter Olympics, which is my first Olympics. That was super tough. My brother Rob, who passed only 2 years ago, a game changer for my confidence, this guy. And to give you a sense, in 1988, just after I graduated Middle Park High School in Granby, Rob picked up the phone, true story, cold called Betsy Conray at Hart Ski Company, said, hey, Betsy, I'm friends with your cousin Steve, who lived in Minnesota. He said, just tipping you off on a good idea. He said, my little brother is throwing some sick tricks, and you should sponsor him. And that was his sales pitch. And a week later, 6 pair of skis showed up on my door from Hart Ski Company. So thanks to them. I know that that broke the budget for you, Marty Kerrigan, but I'm sure you'll get over it, buddy. All right, I know, you're still bumming about it. Now when you look back at a ski career, it's tempting to focus on the numbers, the wins, the podiums, the medals. I'm sure I had a lot of those, yes, but what really matters is the people in the Colorado community to me who shaped me. The culture of the sport is what defines it, the friendships, the teammates, the coaches at Winter Park who brought me in at 12 years old. I was lucky to have great people from the start at Winter Park. Lori Mooney, Peter Young, they believed in me before I even knew how to believe in myself. I was a shy kid. I was a nervous kid from Minnesota growing up in this community, going up against the hottest skiers in Colorado. When you're a Minnesota kid, you look at Colorado and you're like, there's no way I could ever be in that, that category. But I did it, and they made it so much fun, and that's why. They made it fun. I was always on the first chair. I was always the last to leave the mountain, but they made it so much fun. Chris Sea Dog Seaman, how am I doing on timing, Sam? Chris Sea Dog Seaman treated me like a little brother. We taught each other progression before that was even a buzzword. He walked me through my first backflip on snow. Dave Mahoney, who's here, took that picture. That backflip on snow took place on Berthoud Pass when I was 15 years old. A year later, this was when aerials was illegal at the ski resorts. You guys all remember that if you've been in the business for a long time. So I had to go build those jumps on Berthoud Pass. A year later, I was junior world champion, which blew me away. Did that in France. That momentum carried me onto the U.S. ski team, led by the greatest coach in the sport has ever had, Park Smalley, who's here tonight. And thank you, Park. Yeah. And he's also a fellow and member of the Colorado Snowsports Hall of Fame, so an alum there. And of course, my teammate and great friend Fuzz Feddersen is here. Give it up for Fuzz. I made the U.S. ski team when I was 18, and a lot of the guys were older than me, but Fuzz helped shape my career far beyond competition. We shared the grind, the travel, the tequila shots, a lot of them along the day, throughout our career. He taught me how to put the free back in freestyle. Fuzz, that's what you did. And I have to be nice to Fuzz because he has a lot of stories stored up here that I do not want to be released. So anyway, all seriousness, to the committee here tonight, consider this is my official nomination of Fuzz Feddersen for the class of 2026. He should be the top of the list. All right? A couple other people, Dave Mahoney, you and your mom back in the day took me in at 15, 16 years old when I didn't have a place to live. When my dad moved to Breckenridge, they took me in Winter Park, gave me a home, and helped me out there. Same with the Bunting family, Jane, Jack, Rad. I don't know if you guys know the Bunting family, but they're awesome people. To my friends who made the trip here tonight, thank you guys. Back there, up here in the middle. I know it takes time and effort to be here, whether you came here for the induction ceremony, the cocktail bar, or the legal cannabis. So I'm just glad you're here. Thank you guys. But this truly is an honor, and it's just not about what I accomplished. It's about everyone who lifted me up along the way. Skiing gave me incredible highs, a few spectacular crashes, obviously, as a freestyle skier, more stories than I could ever squeeze in one speech, but most importantly, it gave me a family. That's what it did. And not just by blood, but a family built on snow, mountains, and a shared passion. And that's the real win for me here tonight, getting this award. And of course, to be inducted into this Hall of Fame amongst so many I admire. I was looking at the list. I looked at it a month ago. I looked at it again today. But just to see names like Jerry Groswald, at Winter Park, he was the person who allowed my dad to trade radio advertising, and Bob Dart, but the names of Billy Kidd, people who inspired me, Warren Miller, who allowed me to be in his films, Andy Mill, who talked me into being a broadcaster, Dr. Stedman, who I thought was a great surgeon who I never had to have operate on my knees. I have 2 good knees, so I just love Dr. Stedman. Otto Schutte, who I grew up admiring and idolizing as a ski racer, that he came through Winter Park and his goatee and all the stuff. He had all the chicks going. It was so cool seeing Otto Schutte. And all the, Andy Daly, it's great to be on the same list as you, buddy. But again, to be nominated by my daughters, that is huge, and that makes it unforgettable. So thank you, Sammy and Izzy. Again, I'll close it out. Thanks for this honor, you guys. Thank you, Colorado, for shaping my life, and thank you for letting me be a small part of this incredible culture of Colorado snow sports. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate it. Come on, break it out.
I am not dramatic, these are just the thoughts that pass right through me. All the douchebags in my phone, playing like a slot machine. If they're winning, I'm just losing.
Amazing. Congratulations, Trace. Hello. My mic's not on. Hello. There we go. Congratulations, Trace. Amazing. Our third inductee for tonight, amazing man, John Kremmemeyer. As told by Willie Stewart.
Passion, resiliency, adaptability, humility. That's the story of John Kremmemeyer. In a career spanning more than a half century, JK has influenced the lives of thousands of athletes, Olympians, Paralympians, and everyday kids through his powerful example as a teacher, mentor, and coach. A Colorado native, Kremmemeyer was a standout wrestler at Golden High School. That influence led him to a successful collegiate wrestling career at Dakota Wesleyan College and laid the foundation for his own life as an educator and coach. But behind the wrestler was a skier at heart. Growing up in the foothills around Golden, he would hitchhike to A Basin and Loveland just to make a few turns. After college, JK returned to Colorado to teach English at Summit High School. Naturally, he stepped into coaching, first wrestling, carrying forth the values passed down by his own high school mentor. He loved influencing the lives of young athletes.
Being head coach of our team was a big responsibility for him. We had a training system where we would ski all winter long, racing against able-bodied people, citizens racers, and then ultimately with the side-by-side with the U.S. ski team. And we would put up our speeds against the able-bodied team and basically try to improve on that every time that we met with anyone.
But it wasn't long before skiing called him back. He earned his PSIA cross-country instructor certification and crossed paths with Nordic legend Gene Dayton. Together, they turned Summit County into a Nordic powerhouse and occasionally poached powder runs down Peak 10 at Breckenridge on skinny skis. JK soon became assistant coach, then head Nordic coach at Summit High, leading the Tigers to 7 state cross-country skiing titles over 3 decades.
He's level-headed and he's calm. And, you know, I think a lot of us that are passionate about sports or any issue, we tend to be driven by our passion. I can go to John and ask for advice on anything, and it's never kind of explosive or passionate. It's just, well, maybe you can look at it a little different way. And I think that's what he brought to his work, just a calm, let's step back and maybe we can look at this a different way kind of attitude about it.
He always was very patient with everyone, and he would never push anybody. His guidance was always gentle with me or my other teammates. And even when he coached the disabled team, like, he eluded patience, because there's these people that are learning how to use their bodies in different ways that they've never been able to do. And I was always amazed with how patient he was.
20 years after arriving at Summit High, he met visually impaired skier Michelle Droulet. He was inspired by her grit and resolve. Together they formed a remarkable team. He guided from ahead, shouting cues. She followed instinctively behind, trusting every word. Their synchronicity became legendary. Droulet was among the first visually impaired athletes to skate ski. And at the 1994 Paralympic Winter Games in Lillehammer, they captured a bronze medal.
JK was a good coach to me because he made practice really, really fun. He would send us out to ski, and there were 3 other girls on the team with me, and we were all quite close, and we'd be talking really loud, and sometimes he would hide behind trees and jump out at us, and we would know at that point that it was time to work.
Kremmelmeyer's passion for Paralympic sport grew. He became head cross-country coach for the U.S. adaptive ski team. Under his leadership, America athletes claimed 11 Paralympic medals before he retired in 2010. He remained active in athlete development, and in 2014 was inducted into the International Paralympic Hall of Fame.
John deserves this award more than anybody I can think of. And especially coming from the Nordic world, the hot shots and the downhill, they get a whole lot of attention, and sometimes the Nordic gets left behind. And John has been dedicated to this for years.
In 2021, John faced a new challenge. An aneurysm in his right leg broke loose, causing a blood clot. Despite heroic efforts, he lost the leg, but not his spirit. To this day, you'll still find him trackside, encouraging young boys and girls, just as he was inspired as a child.
It was very serious, and that's been a challenge that none of us could really imagine, but John's dealt with it with his usual humility and grace that we could only aspire to.
He's had a big life change with now that he's an adaptive skier and adaptive coaching. And so he's pursued, and he hasn't given up.
In the team, they used to call themselves gimps because they were missing an arm, and that was really something that only they could say. And my dad looked at me and he said, "I'm a gimp now. I'm part of the club." And I will never forget that. Like, he rolled with it no matter what was thrown at him.
For over 50 years, John Kremmelmeyer has shaped generation after generation of skiers. He has earned the deepest respect of his sport, his athletes, and the Summit County community he calls home.
My dad took this job very seriously, and it was a passion for him. If you asked him this question, he would tell you that he was successful because of all the athletes and everybody else that was around him. He would say a lot of it is because of the people that were around him that helped him and helped him be successful. He's an amazing coach, and he deserves all the achievement and accolades that he's getting.
On behalf of the Colorado Snowsports Hall of Fame, we are proud to welcome cross-country coach John Krummelmeyer as an honored member of the class of 2025.
Let's give a big hand for John Krummelmeyer. Welcome him to the stage. What a story. Amazing story. He will be joined and escorted by his wife, Claudia Krummelmeyer, and his daughter, Allie Juracek. Big round of applause. This is an honor to get to do this one. John Krummelmeyer, having been elected by your peers into the Colorado Snowsports Hall of Fame and representing the millions of skiers and snowboarders across Colorado, we hereby bestow upon you the highest award in Colorado snow sports. Congratulations.
I was worried about that first step. I did bring some notes, so you can tell that it's going to be a short speech. First thing I want to do is, when I arrived tonight, I was met by local kids from the local ski club, Team Summit, formerly Summit Nordic Ski Club, and they had a line like a wedding, and I thought, oh my gosh, it's like the normal procedure to come into this event, but it was the local kids, and that's what it's about. It's about kids. And it's about development, but I also wanted, first thing I would do is I just wanted to thank Colorado Snowsports Hall of Fame and Museum for this beautiful venue and the opportunity to be in front of you. Jen, the staff, thank you so much. And then I also wanted to just say congratulations to Wendy and Alice and Trace and Bob. I mean, I'm lucky. I'm glad to be part of your group. I mean, I feel honored. So thank you for all of those guys that are going to be inducted tonight. And then I'll wrap this up kind of quickly, but in my life, I was a teacher at Summit High School and Middle School. And there's this saying that goes that it takes a village to raise an athlete, or to raise a child, or to raise a community. And that's what was behind my success, was the village. It was family. It was, I can't tell you how many Thanksgivings I lost, I went behind, and same with the athletes. It was Summit School District. They allowed me to travel and take sick days to go to a Paralympic event or a World Cup. So, and then I besides family, athletes. I can't tell you how fortunate I am to have been involved with high school athletes who are here. I saw Gina and Missy, Kelly, and Kristen, and Andrew, and go on. And then my disabled community, oh my gosh, Mike and Willie and Monica, who have supported me when I lost my leg to let me know that it's okay. So it does take a village, and so I've learned some lessons, two of which I will share. So it was 4 years ago that I lost my leg, and I was a little bit down about it, and I happened to be at a PSIA conference, and I bumped into Dana, who's the executive director of PSIA, and I said, you know, Dana, I don't think I can coach anymore. I don't think I can teach skiing. And she looked down, she goes, you know, I was a gymnast when I was a kid, and she goes, do you think Bella Caroli demonstrated a back handspring on the balance beam for Namia Comaneci? And so yeah. So what that means is you can do it. Find a way. Find a way. No matter what's going on, find a way. You can do it. And two things. I look in the audience and I see there are two people, or three, that nominated me, Mike Colleen and Van Bullock and Steve Hatchell. Two of the three are here. They were high school classmates of mine, and I don't know where they got the idea, but thank you. I just want to say thank you as I look out. My last message. So I'm in the hospital, not doing well, and I get a call from One Arm Willie. And he goes, you know what? You're not fighting for your life. It's not about you. I thought about that. And he goes, what you're fighting for is to wake up each morning, give Claudia a hug, give your kids a hug, give your grandkids a hug, Connor, tell them you love them. And then when you see people that you care about, you look them in the eye and you tell them you love them. So with that said, I love you all. Thank you very much.
Well, that's inspiring. Big round of applause for John. All right. I want to remind all the inductees, after we do our final award, please come back to the stage.
All right. Wow. I told you it was a night of inspiration. So, John, thank you for being such a wonderful human being. And thank you, Trace and Alice, for being just badasses in your sport. So now, I promise we'll do this quick and fast, but this is the museum's largest fundraiser. And in order for us to continue telling these wonderful stories and inspiring people and making people want to go out and do this on their own and, inspiring adventure into their own lives, we are going to do I'm going to introduce John Freehill, who is going to be our auctioneer of the evening, and we are going to raise a little bit of money for the museum, and then we'll get right back into the show.
Check, check. That's right, Jen. Thank you. Oh, wow. What a story. Stories like John's are exactly why we're here tonight. Good evening. My name is John Freehill. It's a pleasure to be with you tonight. I will be your auctioneer for tonight, but first and foremost, I am a skier and I have a deep passion for this sport. In a minute, you're going to have the opportunity to bid on a very special item. How this works is simple. All you got to do is raise your paddle to give. How about we get warmed up here? Can we have everyone locate their paddles? Can I get you to put them up for me? Just you got them, perfect, perfect. Okay, all right. I think you're trained. Just make sure I get the number part, if you would, please. Some of those are upside down, backwards, and we'll get it figured out, don't worry. Okay, all right. So again, all you gotta do is put them in the air. You can bid to me, I'll be here, I'll keep an eye out. You can also bid to my bid assistant, the great and powerful Matthew. Matthew's back there in a sport coat making his way down. You can bid to him. And keep in mind, you're not just bidding on an item, you're not just making a donation, you are enabling the work that we do here at the Colorado Snowsports Museum. All right, this is a very special item that you're not gonna wanna miss out on. This is 2 VIP tickets to the Birds of Prey Ski World Cup, December 4th through the 7th. This is a 2-ticket, 4-day experience. The best skiers in the world right here in Beaver Creek. It's the only stop in North America for the men. And this year there is 2 downhill races. There has not been 2 races since 2015. While you're there, you'll enjoy an upscale buffet, open bar, indoor seating, heated tents, private restrooms. And in addition to all of that, you'll get a signed poster of all the athletes and racers that day. And that's not it. We are also going to put you up for 2 nights in supreme luxury at the Four Seasons Vail. And then on Saturday afternoon, when you're done watching all the races for that day, you can cool off at the Beers of Prey, which is a beer tasting event. That afternoon, you'll have 2 tickets to that as well. So, like I said, a phenomenal item you don't want to miss out on. We can start the bidding. We'll start at 2,000. Do I see 2,000? Do you want to get now 2,000? Do I see 2,000? Do you want to get now 2? Do you want to get now 2,000? We got 2 right here. Now 25. Now 3. Now 3,000. I got you in right here. 25. Do I hear 3,000? 3,000. We got 3,000 right here. Now 35. Now 35. Gonna get 5. Gonna get 5. 3,500. 3,500. 3,500. Right here, bidder 106. Thank you. Now 4. Now 4. Better get 4. 4,000. We got 35 here. You gotta be 4. You gotta be 4. 4,000. 4,000. Now 45. Now 45. Don't let them take it now. Now 45. We got 4,000 here. Gotta be 45. 45. 45. Going once. Going twice. All in. I've sold it. I have sold it. Bidder number 139. Congratulations. $5,000. Oh my gosh. Everyone, can we please give him a round of applause? $5,000. Incredible. Incredible, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. All right. Switching gears here a little bit. In just a moment, we're going to go through a variety of levels for you to give at. And I'm going to share the impact you will have on not only the Colorado Snowsports Museum, but the ski industry as a whole. It's as simple as raising those paddles to give. We're here tonight to celebrate Colorado Snowsports and the stories we tell, the stories like JK's that we just saw, how moving was that? These stories educate, they inspire, and they are vital to preserving the legacy of our sport. But we cannot protect and preserve them alone. We need your help. I invite you to join us on this mission and give at a level that meets your means and your commitment to this cause. We have a lofty goal tonight. We have a goal of 100,000. More so than that, I have a personal goal for everyone to participate. Just participate at some level that you feel moved to do so. And all gifts are 100% tax. Every new video continue the Snowsports legacy? Who is ready to give 20,000? Our first level, 20,000. Incredible. Bidder 108. Thank you. Jamie Duke, is that you, sir? I appreciate you. Thank you, sir. Mr. Duke, yeah, let's give him a round of applause. Incredible. 20,000. 20,000. Okay, moving right along. As a museum, our foundation is telling stories. Telling stories of ski history, and one of our most important stories is that of the 10th Mountain Division. And if you don't know about these guys, buckle up. They were a small American force that helped us win World War II. They cut off Nazi supply lines after battles in the Italian Alps, but it was what they did afterwards that is still lasting today. After the war, these vets made so many contributions to the Colorado ski industry. Our museum has the largest 10th Mountain Division exhibit in the country. We're very proud of that. 10th Mountain Division guys, they were innovators. They made this industry what it is today. 90% of outdoor recreation can be tied back to 10th Mountain Division. Not 90% of snowsports or Colorado recreation. 90% of outdoor recreation nationwide. It's incredible. 10 members founded the Sierra Club, Colorado Outward Bound, co-founded Nike, Hessel Climbing Company. The list goes on and on. This is important history, and we need to preserve it. With your gift of 10,000, you can help us preserve their legacy and continue to share their stories and others' like it. Who would raise a paddle at 10,000? At 10,000. Incredible. Thank you. Bidder 107. Thank you. Must be Shannon Anderson. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Anyone else at 10,000? Can we get one more at 10,000? Okay. Moving on. Now we have been working hard at digitizing our film collection. This has made it more discoverable and accessible to the public via our YouTube channel. If you have not spent some time on that, I highly suggest you do so. It's packed with great content. But we have over 1,400 films and videos that need to be digitized, many of which need to be included in our historical Hall of Fame video project. Because all of our inductees before 1996 didn't get an awesome video like you saw for our inductees tonight. So we're going back and we're creating them. The next one you're going to see is Friedel Pfeiffer. It should come out this winter. Very excited for you to see this one. This guy did it all. World champion skier, founded Aspen, Buttermilk, surrounding mountains, and of course, was the 10th Mountain Division guy. Without your help, we run the risk of losing these stories. A paddle raise at 5,000 preserves our legacy and allows us to showcase these incredible sport builders. Who would raise a paddle at 5,000? Incredible, thank you, sir. Bidder 104, thank you. Bidder 159, thank you. That's 10,000 right there, raised for the museum right there. Do I see another? Do I see another paddle? 5,000 for the mission. Small gift for a massive impact. Okay. We are the Colorado Snowsports Museum, and our purpose is to collect, preserve, and display objects of artistic and cultural significance for the study and education of the public. Who will raise a paddle at 2,500 for the legacy and love of snowsports? Who would raise a paddle at 2,500? Incredible, incredible. Bidder 223, thank you. Bidder 106, thank you. I got it upside down, don't worry. Thank you. Bidder 243, thank you. Bidder 131 for 2,500, thank you. Thank you all. Incredible. Another, bidder 248, thank you. Another for 2,500, thank you so much. Another, bidder 258 for 2,500. Keep it going. They're killing it. Thank you so much. Any more for 2,500? Folks, you can put that on a credit card and you won't even notice. I promise. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. Updating and maintaining a world-class contemporary museum comes at great cost. gotta keep it free. You all have seen the climb to glory, hundreds of years of ski fashion and function, skiing through time. You've seen all those exhibits. Next up, we're currently putting together an exhibit for Warren Miller's life and film career. Legendary guy, legendary career. And it is essential to showcase new content and keep ourselves cutting edge. Canton, Ohio, yes, the NFL Hall of Fame, Canton, Ohio, sent consultants to our museum to learn best practices. We have the standard when it comes to museum curation, and we are asking for your help in order to continue that very high standard. And Kent and Barb, I am thrilled to announce this, Kent and Barb have gifted us a $10,000 match that if we can get to 10 paddles in the air, they will match that and we can double our impact right now. Can we get to 10 paddles? Who will kick us off? Thank you, sir. Bidder 180 for 1,000. Thank you, sir. Bidder 188 for 1,000. Thank you. Bidder 219 for 1,000. Thank you. Bidder 135 for 1,000. Thank you. That's 4. Bidder 177 for 1,000. That's 5. Thank you so much. Bidder 102 for 1,000. Thank you. Bidder 152 for 1,000. Thank you. That's 7. We only need 3 more. Bidder 243 for 1,000. Thank you. Bidder 325 for 1,000. Thank you. That's 9. One more. Incredible. 164 for 1,000. Thank you. 256 for 1,000. Thank you. Oh, you guys are blowing it out of the water. Incredible. Bidder 101 for 1,000. Thank you. Bidder 171 for 1,000. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Very cool. Thank you all so much. The impact means more to us than you know. Anyone else? Don't want to miss any. That momentum going was great. Skiing and snowboarding, like a lot of you know, brings community and people together. Skiing in Colorado has gone from being accessible to only a few to being a world-class recreational pursuit, drawing over 14 million visitors to Colorado. And we know that because 13 million on Sunday afternoon. So I know that's a real number. Now, some in our community need help with transportation. So we offer free transportation for the surrounding Eagle, Lake, and Summit County schools to be able to attend the museum and go to the town of Dale. This is a service we're very proud of. We want to continue to be able to do this because the coolest thing happens when we get the kids over and they come back later with their parents. The sport grows that much more. Who will help us preserve this ability to keep transportation free to the museum? Who would raise a paddle at $500? Who? Thank you, sir. Ma'am, bidder 202 for 500, thank you. Bidder 259 for 500, thank you. Bidder 290 for 500, thank you. Bidder 100, board of directors, thank you. Bidder 314 for 500, thank you. Bidder 181 for 500, thank you. Bidder 152 for 500, thank you. Wow. Incredible. Play golf, but you live skiing. It's more than just a sport, it's our identity. This is an industry where people meet their spouses, form friendships. This is our industry, our world, Colorado, mountain culture, nothing like it. Who would like to make a rewarding donation at $250 to ensure the legacy continues onward for future generations? Who would raise a paddle at $250? Incredible. 232 for 250, thank you. Bidder 255 for 250, thank you. Bidder 114 for 250, thank you. Bidder 113 for 250, thank you. Bidder 210 for 1. Bidder 115, thank you. Bidder 158 for 250, thank you. Bidder 111 for 250, thank you. Bidder 163, thank you. Bidder 219, thank you. Bidder 136, thank you. Bidder 273, thank you. Bidder 254, thank you. Bidder 110, yeah, can we get a round of applause? These people are killing it. They just don't stop. Can I see your badge one more time? 110 for 250, thank you. 155 for 250, 148 for 250, thank you. Wow. Bidder 245 for 250, thank you. Wow. You're reading faster than I can keep up with the math. Incredible. Any other paddle? Last and final level is a little bit different. I'm not going to read off your numbers. It'll take too long. Hopefully, we are at the last and final $100 level. So what we're going to do is, if you would, pass your paddle to any of the museum volunteers or to Matthew. They will collect them, okay? Once they're collected, we're going to do a live drawing. You're going to be entered to win a 4-pack of lift tickets eligible for Vail and Beaver Creek. Now, you and I both know this is incredibly useful. You got friends in town, you got the in-laws, people from out of state, what have you. You've now got a ticket for them. All you need to do is give your paddles to the volunteers or Matthew, and we will do a live drawing. And while we're collecting those, we're going to go ahead and draw the Golden Bear raffle. Jen, are you ready? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. And Whitney, do you want to come out here and yes. draw a name? I do not want your fate in my hands, so if you do not win,
close your eyes.
It's on Whitney.
Okay, her eyes are closed.
Okay. Who do we got? Who do we got? Alice Duran. Congratulations. You can also enjoy the famous Beaver Creek cookies. They will be making their way down. It is not a trip to Beaver Creek without the cookies.
Beaver Creek cookies, here we come. Thank you to everyone who has raised their paddle tonight. As we collect these paddles, we are super grateful. Please grab a cookie, go grab a drink. Bob Meserve and his crew are heading up towards the stage, so here we go. But thank you, John. Thank you to everyone. What a wonderful evening. And as soon as I get these bib cards, we're going to grab maybe, let's see here. Any more cards? This is for 4, it's only $100, 4 lift tickets to Vail and Beaver Creek. $100. Pass those cards, pass these bib cards. Hey, and the bars are still open. The bars are open. Bars are open. Oh, look, I have someone to help me on stage. Can we fold these, please? Thank you. All right. Camden. Okay, everyone. Camden is going to take the bid number, and then this person will win 4 lift tickets to, I'm not much taller than Camden, but 4 lift tickets to the to Vail and Beaver Creek. And then if you are an inductee at the end of the evening after our last couple more inductees, I do need all 5 of you on stage so we can get a group shot of the class of 2025. So here we go. This young man is, all right, so then we're gonna mix them all up. Here we go. We're gonna mix them all up. We're gonna spread them out. We're gonna spread them out like a deck of cards. All right. Pick one. You pick. You want to read it?
190.
190. Lucky winner 190. Thank you all. All right, Chris Anthony, you're up. Thank you all for supporting the museum. We can't do this without you. We can't do it without the funding of all of this. And this is a wonderful, inspiring, really fun evening. And don't forget, we're all going to Pepe's. Sheka's waiting for us.
Thank you, everybody. The generosity, it goes to a good cause. We have some amazing things happening at the museum, led by the guidance of Jen Mason. I'm really excited about the Warren Miller exhibit that's going to be opened up. Are you ready? Come find your seat. We have 2 more inductees that we're bringing into the class of 2025. Our next inductee, a very amazing man, Bob Meserve. The story will be told up on the screen by Tom Green.
Bob Meserve transformed life-altering tragedy, sustaining a spinal cord injury in his early 20s, into a pioneering athletic journey as one of the first adaptive sit skiers competing on the U.S. Paralympic ski team and creating an immeasurable impact on the world of adaptive skiing for generations to come.
When I learned Bob came from Pueblo and Gunnison, I thought that's pretty much an unlikely place for a world-class skier.
Raised in Gunnison, a little bit more, but no, we never thought that he'd be what he is today.
I came after Bob and I was able to see him as somebody to look up to and somebody to catch as well.
Born in Gunnison, Colorado, and growing up in Pueblo, Bob's enthusiasm for skiing began at the age of 4, skiing with family and friends. Bob was injured in a skiing accident in 1983 and sustained a spinal cord injury at level T11, leaving him with paralysis from the waist down. He was introduced to the world of adaptive sport shortly thereafter. Adaptive equipment in those early days was rudimentary and archaic. Advancement in equipment technologies, teaching techniques, and Bob's push-the-limits attitude allowed Bob to do more. Bob started skiing again in 1985 through the National Sports Center for the Disabled in Winter Park, Colorado. And in 1986, he started working with the Vail Disabled Skiing Program. That same year, Kara Hyde, who was the director of disabled skiing in Vail at the time, worked with Vail Resorts Management and Mountain Operations, and Bob became the first sit skier allowed on Vail Mountain, making him a true visionary in adaptive sports.
Bob was the first one to ever be on the mountain in a monoski. And he was the one that selected all of our equipment. He was the one that would demo it. He would be the guinea pig. You know, many of us grew up with the commercial on Mikey. If Mikey eats it, I'll eat it. Well, with the ski equipment that was coming out, it was very elementary. If Bob could do it, then somebody else could do it.
He had a just amazing setup on how he approached the sport. And technically, he was right on the money.
A member of the United States Disabled Ski Team from 1989 to 1993, Bob competed both nationally and internationally.
He was competing against himself to get himself back out there. And so he was very aggressive about it, very unselfish with other people, but hard on himself to get back there.
One of the things that was always great about his skiing was that he approached it very methodically and just started with one thing, added to it, added to it, added to it, and pretty soon he was, up there with the top ranks of everybody.
Bob served on the U.S. Disabled Alpine Skiing Competition Committee from 2000 to 2004 and was the athlete liaison for the United States Olympic and Paralympic Committee at the 1998 Paralympic Games in Nagano, Japan. Bob was also an Olympic torchbearer for the Salt Lake City Olympics. In 1992, Bob was elected by his peers to serve as an athlete representative to the National Board of Directors for Disabled Sports USA, now known as Move United, and lead Disabled Sports USA as its president from 2005 until 2017. Bob served on the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee Affiliate Organizations Council in Colorado Springs for 16 years and as the organization's chairperson from 2016 until 2024. During these tenures, Bob made significant contributions to athletes with disabilities in Colorado and nationally.
Bob worked hand in hand with all the adaptive programs, not just Vail, in creating a guide for lift operators to help them accommodate people onto the lift, as well as being evacuated with the lift, and working with ski patrol and working with mountain management on how to get around the property in a wheelchair, or if you have any kind of a disability. So his change was the future of our sport.
And he was very perceptive. He would read the room, see what needed to be done, understand that the athletes were focused on their discipline and needed to be in that lane, but other things needed to happen, whether it was the press, whether it was finding the equipment, whether it was all the logistics. He always noticed that, and he was the team behind the team, even though he was just one person.
Bob helped the co-founders of the life-saving Adaptive Spirit fundraiser in Vail, helping to secure crucial funding for the Paralympic ski team and cementing his legacy as a leader, advocate, and a true champion of inclusion in snow sports.
He really opened my eyes to what the world of disability is and what it's not. In other words, the world was not built for people with disabilities. Bob changed my perception about that led me to start an event called Adaptive Spirit that raises money for our Paralympic athletes. Bob was a transformational leader as far as making athletes understand that there is a world that is still open to them, and sports is a great way to pursue that.
In 1994, the U.S. ski team was going to lose a major sponsor of U.S. skiing. Fellow Hall of Famer Steve Raymond was part of a cable industry marketing organization that was looking for a deserving group to build a charitable and industry education event around. They chose the United States Disabled Sports Team, and Ski Tam, now known as Adaptive Spirit, was born. Bob assisted Steve and the original group that formed Ski Tam, which has become the largest fundraising event for the U.S. para-ski and snowboard teams and has been held in Vail for the last 30 years. Continuing to make an impact, Bob has also served as a board member for Adaptive Adventures, a Disabled Sports USA chapter in Denver, the Colorado Snowsports Museum, and the One Revolution Foundation.
Bob really put his time into this sport, and he's been an inspiration to people coming up through the sports, disabled veterans, anybody who has a disability, not just a monoskier, but gives them the inspiration to do more for themselves, to go after their goals, and that can be a Paralympian or somebody that just wants to get out there with their family.
Bob was inducted into the National Disabled Snowsports Hall of Fame in 2009 for his work to advance the Paralympic movement and opportunities for individuals with disabilities to participate in sports and recreation. Bob was recognized as a distinguished alumni by the U.S. ski team. In 2016, Bob was the recipient of the Disabled Sports USA Dr. Bob Harney National Leadership Award.
He has contributed his life, his time, his energy, and without him, the sport would not be where it is. So thank you, Bob, for everything that you've done for us.
You're inspiring, you're loving, you're compassionate, you're understanding. You're in a different realm than most people. You've made a difference, and who can ask for more as far as their legacy? Your legacy will stand way beyond after you and I are gone. I love you, Bob. Thanks for everything.
On behalf of the Colorado Snowsports Hall of Fame, we are honored to welcome the inspiring Colorado adaptive athlete and leader in adaptive organizations, Bob Meserve, as an honored member of the class of 2025.
All righty. Welcome Bob Meserve to the stage. He's being escorted by Steve Raymond, Mike Fitz, Howie Fitz, and Steve McDonald. You ready, Bob? Bob Meserve, Having been elected by your peers into the Colorado Snowsports Hall of Fame and representing the millions of skiers and snowboarders across the country, we hereby bestow upon you the highest award in snow sports. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You know, I've been really lucky the last couple of years. I've been working alongside the Villar staff on a lot of their capital improvements here in the theater, and I've been out here on the stage quite a few times. But I have to admit, this is the first time I've been out here when there were actually people in the audience. So thank you for everybody that put the video together and those who were involved. Thank you for your kind words. First and foremost, I want to thank the museum staff, the board, the Hall of Fame committee, my good friend Steve Raymond for the nomination, those who supported it, and each person who cast a vote on my behalf. I also want to extend my sincere congratulations to my fellow inductees. Your journeys and stories are remarkable. I'm honored to be inducted along with you. Being inducted into the Colorado Snowsports Hall of Fame as part of this amazing class is something I did not expect and never imagined happening, and I'm grateful and I'm very humbled. My injury changed the trajectory of not only my life, but the lives of many people around me. But I was really lucky because I had tremendous support from family and friends as I learned to cope with my new reality. You've supported me since the initial day of my injury and in every possible way, and you continue to do so. And I thank you for being here. Some of you traveled here from the East Coast, and I really appreciate it. In 1983, a therapist at Craig Hospital, the rehab center in Denver, mentioned that I should consider getting involved in some handicap sports, mostly wheelchair basketball or wheelchair road racing. But I wanted to get back on snow. I just didn't know if it would be possible. Then I received a call from a man named Hal O'Leary, who ran a handicap ski program in Winter Park. And that call set my new life course in motion. My buddies, who are back here behind me, and a couple others that are out in the audience, were eager to assist. And away we went to see what this handicap skiing thing in Winter Park was all about. It was a time of trial and error. The equipment was somewhat archaic, and no one really knew how to teach this new thing called a sit ski or a monoski. But we also experienced the satisfaction of many firsts and adventures that would likely not have happened. Since then, skiing techniques and ski technology have greatly improved, and monoski suspension systems have evolved into highly sophisticated devices. Along the way, I was introduced to a terrific organization called Disabled Sports USA, an organization that was founded by a group of Vietnam vets around the sport of alpine skiing. With the motto of, if I can do this, I can do anything, they truly understood the power of sport and recreation. I joined their board as a winter athlete representative in 1992, and I ended up as president of the board and served continuously actually through 2018. During my time on the board, we worked to grow a chapter network with a goal of increasing opportunities for people with disabilities, not only in Colorado, but across the country in winter and summer sports. And by 2018, there were approximately 150 chapters across the country providing opportunities in 45 different sports. And today, under the organization name of Move United, the work continues with 247 chapters in 45 sports. And backing up a bit to 1994, I was coming off the U.S. Disabled Ski Team. It was a time for me to start to focus my attention elsewhere. And as I said in the video, U.S. Skiing had lost one of their primary sponsors that year, and I turned to my good friend, Steve Raymond, and I said, Steve, if we don't figure out a way to raise funds for this team, there's simply not going to be a team. And Adaptive Spirit was born. In 1995, we were lucky enough to have Warren Miller as our keynote speaker, and we raised just enough money to save the team. Through the efforts and dedication of a tremendous group of volunteers, many of whom are here tonight, the event has been held in Vail every year since and is the primary funding source for the U.S. Para-Alpine, Nordic, and snowboard teams. So thank you, Adaptive Spirit, for all you do for our athletes. Looking ahead, I hope to continue working to further advance opportunities for individuals with disabilities to participate in snow sports, whether it's their first time on snow or they're competing at a Paralympic level. And in closing, I want to thank every adaptive instructor, coach, volunteer for every lesson you've ever taught or assisted with. Mountain operations personnel for allowing access and opening doors, ski patrollers for assisting us when needed, be it an injury or broken equipment out on the hill, and lift operators for helping us load and unload. And most importantly, I want to thank all of you, because without you and your support, none of this would be possible. Thank you.
Picture.
All right, Bob. Let's get a nice group picture right here. Nice big round of applause for this wonderful inductee. All righty. Only one more stands over there on that table. Our final inductee for the night. This one is very special to me. I'm very proud to say that Wendy Fisher is going to be in the class of 2025 as the story is told by Chris Davenport.
Wendy is incredibly spontaneous. She has so much energy.
Competitive, passionate.
Gritty, fiery, hardworking.
She's determined, passionate, and the baddest redhead around.
Wendy Fisher is a pioneer big mountain free skier who paved the way for empowering others, especially women, to embrace adventure, overcome fear, and intentionally say yes to new challenges. It all began at Palisades Tahoe in California when Wendy first strapped on a pair of skis at the young age of 2. Following her brothers, she immediately fell in love with the sport and knew then that skiing was her passion. She pursued it with unwavering dedication. Wendy's perseverance brought her to the East Coast, where she attended Burke Mountain Academy in Vermont. After hard work and long days of training, she made her international skiing debut in 1986. Wendy made the U.S. ski team in 1987 at the age of 15. She was named to the World Junior teams in 1989 and 1990. In 1991, she won the U.S. Nationals overall title.
She was the first American to score in each one of the disciplines on the World Cup, which is unbelievable.
Wendy earned a spot in the 1992 Winter Olympic team at the age of 20 for the games held in Albertville, France.
She, endured a crash in training that took her out of the games, so she was not able to compete. And that, I feel like, is very symbolic of her time on the World Cup.
During this difficult time, Wendy started to lose her passion for skiing and was contemplating leaving the sport for good. Receiving a Gold Pass lift ticket from one of her coaches, Wendy found herself in Crested Butte, Colorado, and met up to ski with friends, rediscovering her love of the sport.
I hear, where's Fish? She's living in Crested Butte. I'm like, what do you mean? And by that time, she had gone to Crested Butte, and that was the women down there skiing. Kim Rycombe, Jill Sickles, Madlock, they were crushing it in the big mountain world of skiing.
Crested Butte Mountain Resort's steep lines, tight chutes, and playful mountain reignited Wendy's passion for skiing. Shane McConkey, a constant inspiration in her life, reassured Wendy that she could hit these challenging lines and pushed her to follow this path.
Shane McConkey being at the top of that list just really helped guide her into the new discipline of skiing in freeride, and the rest is history.
Wendy decided to sign up for the Big Mountain contest. Her pursuit of free skiing led her to win 2 World Extreme Skiing Championships, a Pro Tour title, and a spot in the first X Games Women's Skier Cross.
And then when she transitioned into freeride, her first comp was here on the head wall, and she skied lines that we had not seen any women even look at before.
She's the Formula One of skiing.
I basically had never seen a female skier do what Wendy could do.
Becoming one of the best female free skiers in the world, Wendy started to get noticed.
She gave so many other women the courage to go get that line that they thought was just out of reach.
In the late 1990s, she filmed with Shane McConkey, Seth Morrison, Chris Davenport, Kent Kreitler, and skied with them like a team, supporting one another in life-risk situations. These adventures brought Wendy back to life. She has been in films by Warren Miller Entertainment, Matchstick Productions, Switchback Entertainment, and others. Wendy earned the Best Short Award at the 2014 Powder Awards for her film Supermom. Becoming a mom, Wendy has given her 2 kids the gift of skiing. She does not hold back on the mountain and has inspired them to be active in the sport, both racing and in the park.
Wendy doesn't hold still, and neither do her kids. And you know how kids can tend to be lazy? Not Wendy's kids. They're just like she is.
Wendy has used her platform as an ambassador for the sport of skiing, representing Crested Butte Mountain for 30 years. Wendy's bond with Crested Butte runs deep. She not only calls this stunning mountain town her home, but has also built an impressive legacy here as an athlete, educator, and ambassador. After retiring from competitive free skiing, she found a series of girls' ski camps based in Crested Butte, where she mentors aspiring skiers. As the official resort ambassador, Wendy regularly led private and group clinics, sharing her expertise on Crested Butte's steep technical terrain. Her commitment to the local ski culture, passion for coaching, and devotion to family have made her a beloved figure in her community. Wendy frequently appears as a keynote speaker at corporate and leadership events across the country, sharing her Olympic and free skiing experiences to inspire audiences about embracing fear, taking risks, and pursuing excellence. She remains a legendary inspiration for all seeking their own adventures. Off the slopes and in the après scene, Wendy has become a notable local DJ in Crested Butte, DJ Red. Wendy Fisher is considered one of the greatest skiers of all time for her fearless dominance in big mountain freeride skiing, Olympic and competitive pedigree, and her trailblazing role in pushing the boundaries of what women can achieve in the sport. On behalf of the Colorado Snowsports Hall of Fame, we are honored to welcome Colorado free skiing pioneer Wendy Fisher as an honored member of the class of 2025.
How about that? Please welcome Wendy Fisher to the stage. She's being escorted by her father, Jim Fisher, and son, Devin Lindemeyer. Yeah. Come over here and join me, Wendy. Congratulations. Are you ready? We're going to induct you right now. Wendy Fisher, having been elected by your peers into the Colorado Snowsports Hall of Fame and representing the millions of skiers and snowboarders across the Colorado, we here bestow upon you the highest award of Colorado Snowsports. Welcome. Congratulations.
I don't know if Trace is still here, but I can probably beat Trace in his speech if I wanted to, but I'm not as competitive as I used to be, so I might let him have it. It is an honor to be amongst so many inductees here tonight who've already been inducted, and to the new ones in my class. And it wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for Chris Anthony. Chris is a great friend of mine, and he's the one who went through the enduring process to get me here, so I really appreciate it. And the committee members who voted me in, thank you so much. I'm also really happy to have an awesome entourage with me here tonight of friends and family who traveled from far. Most of them know nothing about the ski industry, so it's even more meaningful that they are here in attendance. So thank you, you guys. You're awesome. Three special people are not here tonight. My brother, who I wish, we grew up skiing together and had great adventures, but he's on the camera. And then my oldest son, Axel, he is training right now in South America and working hard to make a path for his own snow sports adventures and memories down the road. And my mom. Sadly, my mom passed away last month. And, sorry, she would have loved to be here. She read Ski History magazine cover to cover. She read all the current skiing publications. She knew the ins and outs, past and present, of all ski resorts, all ski athletes. And so she would have just loved meeting you, and honestly, you probably would have loved meeting her because she just ate up anything ski history. And she, made it to 90, and she skied until her late 80s, so she was a total go-getter. I'm fortunate to have two great people up here tonight, my son, Devin, and I'm really lucky to have him here. His class and his teammates are flying to the Netherlands right now to compete in a slopestyle competition in an indoor facility, but he will be catching up with them tomorrow, but I'm really happy he's here with me tonight. And then, I have this old guy next to me. This is my dad. He's 90 3/4, and when you get to be that age, you get to start using fractions again when you tell everybody how old they are. He has been a role model for me and my boys and our family. Again, my mom and him, both 90, they charge all the time. He has skied until his late 80s and hung up his skis just a few years ago, plays pickleball every morning and afternoon, drives across the country where he is going to be spending the winter now in Florida. He always put my brothers and I first, and we really felt the family dynamic of how important it was for his kids to get out and get to do what they wanted and to fulfill our dreams. And one good example is my parents moved to Crested Butte 17 and spent their 17 winters there. And my dad started a new business, and he became a chauffeur, that he likes to say, a chauffeur of two little redheaded boys, where his boss would call him at any moment, and he'd have to pick up these two boys either from daycare or nursery school, or have to take them to ski races. And he made less than minimum wage, $0, for his hard work. And but it was his commitment to me that it was just amazing, and I was able to keep traveling and skiing and doing what I love to do. And so I feel very lucky. Yes, as you saw, I was a ski racer. I had a decent career. I'm definitely not up here tonight for my racing accolades. I made, I guess, one great memory is the U.S. Nationals in 1991 was the first race series, I believe, ever to give out cash prize money, and I won the Nationals overall title that year, being the biggest money winner of like $13,000, so it was nothing too special. But anyway, the real reason I'm up here tonight, as you heard a lot of it, was it started in the winter of 1996, and I faxed my dad a letter And I told him I'm giving up my skiing scholarship for racing and I'm quitting college. I'm going on a road trip to never ski again. And I had really lost my heart in ski racing and in skiing, and it really broke my heart that I no longer love the sport, that I've put so much time and energy into it and had so many fond memories. And so I really just wanted to see if I could have fun, and then I was gonna quit and never ski again. And the reason it was just, I guess, more of a tug and pull of wanting to really love it again was my oldest brother, Mark, passed away skiing when he was 13, so skiing always just had more meaning to me than just being a sport and being a competitive athlete. It was why we moved to Tahoe, why we became skiers, so that incident always held over my head for pretty much my whole life. So one of my stops on my to never ski again road trip was Crested Butte. And I was free skiing around and people talked me into doing the contest. And so I entered it. And when then people found out that I was going to do it, they wanted to show me the girls' line of the venue. So they showed me the girls' line and I studied it. And I had never seen a contest before. I had no idea what they were even about. Contest day comes and I ski the girls' line, just like predicted. All the other girls skied it as well. And, it was nothing special. I skied fine and pretty. And at the finish line, I ran into my good friend who I grew up with, Shane McConkey. And we stood together while the boys started competing. And they were out of control, in the back seat, just wild. And I looked to Shane, I'm like, Shane, I'm as good as him, can I ski that? And he said yes, and then another guy would come down, wild, out of control, stick his line, and I'd be like, I'm as good as him, can I ski that? And Shane said yes to everything, and so made a plan for my second run. All the girls went back to their venue, to the same line they did before, and then when it was my turn, I started skiing down to the nitty-gritty where all the rocks were and the airs, and the crowd in Crested Butte in these contests a long time ago were just amazing. Hundreds of spectators with their lawn chairs, kegs, barbecue, just a rowdy, rowdy scene. So I'm skiing down, and when people realized where I was heading, the crowd just erupted. And I could feel the vibrations of everyone screaming and the roar of how excited they were. And I got to the edge of the air I was gonna do, and just to set the picture, I was on my 200 GS skis with Derby Flex and my GS fence, GS poles. And so I get to the edge, and right away, I was just like, this is amazing. And my heart just grew like 15 times bigger. I stuck my air, I skied down the bottom. Everyone surrounded me and said, we've never seen a girl do this before. And the light bulb went off. And I was like, it's kind of sent me off to my adventure to have another ski life. Needless to say, I never quit skiing and kept doing it. So I just wanted to end on that. I want to thank the Snowsports Museum for an awesome event. It's really been a pleasure to be here. And just want to hopefully see everybody at Pepe's. Maybe we can create a dance party somewhere in one of the Vail establishments if anybody wants to join me and my entourage. And I don't know how many people, if I have time, but maybe I'll have my dad take them out. My mom loved to knit. She loved to make jewelry. She was very crafty. She did tons of needlepoint. And I have a bag full of tons of her scarves and her jewelry that she made, and I couldn't think of a more fitting place to have people want to take an item or two than people who are also love the snow sports and the history of it all. So maybe my dad can go out to where those benches are and lay out, or tables, and lay out the scarves and bracelets, and if anybody would like to take one, I think she would love that. So, and that's all I have.
I ask Wendy, why don't you stay up here, and the other inductees, if you could all come up to the stage. And we're going to do a group shot with all the inductees. But right now, Wendy's going to get her shot. I think we're all, after this event, going into Vail. So meet everybody at Pepe's. And again, I invite the other inductees up on the stage for the group picture, champagne toast. And I want to thank you all for attending tonight and being here. This is a very special, and the support for the Snowsports Museum. Trace Worthington, are you in the house? There he is. All right.
Okay, here we go. Ready, ready. And again. You know I'm back, like I never left. Another sprint, another step. Another day, another breath. Been chasing dreams, but I never slept. I got a new attitude that a lease on life is a piece of mind. Seeking to find I can sleep when I die. Want a piece of the pie, got the keys to the ride. And I'm straight, I'm on my way. Get up my way. I'm running late. What can I say? I heard you died twice. Once when they bury you in the grave, and the second time is the last time that somebody mentions your name. So when I leave here on this earth, did I take more than I gave? Did I look out for the people, or did I do it all for fame? Legend is Exodus, searching for euphoria, trudging through the mud to find the present, no ignoring. I got 20,000 deep up in the street like we some warriors. My mama told me never bow your head.
I feel glorious, glorious. Got a chance to start again. I was born for this, born for this. It's who
Thank you, everybody. Let's go into Vail, Pepe's, and celebrate the evening, celebrate the class of 2025. Also want to thank our executive director, Jen Mason. Thank you.
You know that we've been going it since we hopped out that DeLorean. Yeah, we went on guard. Things are just things, they don't make you who you are. Can't pack up a U-Haul and take it with you when you're gone. We posted on the porch, my family's glasses to the stars. My grandma smiling down on me like, oh, that boy got bars. Okay, okay, yes I do. I said amen and hallelujah, let me testify to another morning. I'm on it, won't let self get in my way. I got my breath, I got my faith, and I remember why I came.
glorious, glorious. Got a chance to start again. I was born for this, born for this. It's who I am. How could I forget? I made it through the darkest
And ladies and gentlemen, a huge congratulations to our Hall of Fame class of 2025. And a big thanks to Jen Mason, our Executive Director, and Chris Anthony, our MC, who did a wonderful job tonight. We wish you all a very safe journey home. And if you're heading up to Pepe and Shikers, we hope that you enjoy the after party. We thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing you all again, same place, same time, next year. And one final thank you to all of our friends here at VPAC, the Villar Center for the Performing Arts. You've all been so terrific. It's been a lovely afternoon. We appreciate it so much.
So long, farewell, I'll be to saying adieu. Adieu, adieu, to you and you and you.